Day 15 was spent walking towards the city of Kochi, the largest city in Kochi Prefecture, and you could sort of sense the change in scenery as it went from more rustic to getting a little bit more urban to getting a lot more convenient stores and restaurants. In all of Kochi Prefecture, there are about 15 temples, even though Kochi makes up 1/3 of the pilgrimage. And yesterday I visited Temple 28, 29, and 30, and there are about 8 of the 15 temples are in Kochi. So a bulk of the temple I will visit in Kochi will be happening over the next couple of days. The day started on kind of a sour note in that part of my water bottle broke and just covered my pants in water. It took me a while to figure out how it sort of broke open. And then coming down from 28, I was coming down some stairs. They weren't really stairs. They were just rounded rocks covered in moss after a big rainstorm. And I was trying to be careful, and I said, this is dangerous. And then I slipped and banged the fuck out of my shin. It hurt like hell. It swelled up quite a bit. So I just had to kind of walk it off for the remainder of the day. At temples, you're supposed to ring the bell on the way in, not on the way out. And at Temple 28, I rang the bell on the way in, and then read my sutras, had my book signed, and then got out my camera and started to record the video for Temple 28. And in making it, since no one was around, I decided to ring the bell again. And it was leaving the temple that I fell down the stairs. Is it related? Don't know. Not sure if it was because it was Sunday or season starting changing, but I ran into several bus tours of Ohenro yesterday, and lots of couples, I think, going by car and doing the Ohenro. It could have been because it's Sunday, a lot of people just out, and they do it on the weekend and hit a couple of temples every Saturday or Sunday. But the number of pilgrims on the road is increasing. And I was actually realizing, so far I've been making my movies without anyone on the temples, and it's easy to talk and walk around because no one's really paying attention to me because there's no one there. Once the crowds come, I wonder how different things might become. Yesterday was the longest walking day with 25K in total. I also didn't have a place planned to stay. I was just planning to get to around Kochi Station and find a business hotel, which I was eventually able to do. And then I made a decision to stay here 2 nights. So today, day 16, I just took off. It was supposed to rain hard today, but it didn't. It did rain a bit, but I didn't feel like walking in the rain. I also wanted to just get a little bit of rest. And there's a movie that came out called Kukai, about the person around whom this pilgrimage is united. And so I thought I'd go see the movie and get some insight into Kukai. And the film is high production value with, I think, a large 1,000 extras in some scenes, and a lot of CG. The whole movie is basically a CG fantasy. Aside from having a character named Kukai, it really has nothing to do with Kukai. It reminds me of Keanu's 47 Ronin. It's titled 47 Ronin, but has nothing to do with 47 Ronin. This movie has nothing really to do with Kukai. He's just kind of a super cool hero who solves a weird romance. Everybody seems to be in love with this one woman, and then there's a black cat who goes around and killing everybody. Very weird movie. I can't highly recommend it. In addition to the movie, I had the opposite effect that I've normally had on the Ohenro of nowhere to eat, nowhere to find food, and very few places to rest. The opposite was like where to eat from among many. I had Mr. Donuts for breakfast, 4 donuts for breakfast, then Kura sushi for lunch, 10 plates of sushi for lunch, and some ramen for dinner. I'm well fed, well rested. I'm going to try to hit about 4 temples tomorrow in Kochi, and then I start to head out in long stretches of very few temples in many, many kilometers. Spending the day in Kochi was like spending a day in the Japan that I'm accustomed to, that I usually experience when I come to Japan. bustling city with a lot of activity, restaurants, convenience stores, brand name stores, shopping centers. It's the Japan that I always usually experience when I come. In walking the pilgrimage, I'm much more in sort of a rural Japan with far less people. It's not even like a suburb. It's sometimes a suburb Japan, but it's more kind of a rural Japan with a lot of abandoned buildings and dilapidated buildings. I didn't really get a sense of that in the city today. Really eye-opening walking the pilgrimage and seeing parts of Japan that I never normally see.